right, the Torino versus the Thunderbird. I finally added weight to this one. Check it out. 1.364. The rules are I could go all the way to 1.369 ounces. The Torino 1.358. 1.358. Biggest difference, let me turn this off. Biggest difference is the Torino has coned wheels. They both have custom axles. So let's race, and then I'll show you where I added the weight on the Thunderbird. Race number 1, Torino on lane 1, Thunderbird on lane 2. Let's see how it goes. Torino for the win. All right, we changed lanes. The Torino on lane 2 now. Thunderbird on lane 1. Torino for the win. All right, so after reviewing the tape, I don't think if I coned out the wheels, it's going to make big of a difference. I don't think it's still going to beat the Torino, because you got to remember this one right now, as it sits, it's heavier, and the Torino still took it by a lot, at least on one of the races. So they've both been cleaned and lubricated. Let me show you again. If you don't want to go watch that other video, clean them with this, and I lubricate them with this. It's a long process. If you want to learn how to do it, I'll leave you the link of the other video down below. But I might have a new candidate to race against the Torino, and it might not be fair. Let me raise the camera here so I can show it to you. Let's weigh the Torino again. 1.357. Every time you weigh it, it weighs less. I don't know why. 1.358, 1.357. It's around the park. It's this thing right here. It's a fantasy casting. Metal on metal. It doesn't have any interiors. 1758. That's a lot. So I haven't cleaned it. You know what? Let me clean it and let's run it. See how it does. All right, since we're here, let me show you. Not all contact cleaner are the same. This one is plastic safe. I'll leave you the link down below. I'm gonna shake it. You wanna make sure that contact cleaner gets in there. This is not a brand new casting. Let's do one side. Let's turn it around, do the other side. I feel like it's kind of tight. You want to do this for a little bit. This is a Hot Wheels, but again, it's got the original axles which have not been polished. Slight disadvantage, even though it's heavier. All right, it's lubricate. Another thing that's a disadvantage is the big fat tire on the back. More resistance. You can see it's rolling a lot better now. But if the Torino beats this with such a big difference in weight, it's not even worth it to drill it apart. Even though they're not supposed to be racing each other, because this one has a metal base. My suspicion is this will maybe beat the Torino starting off the gate, but then the Torino might catch up. There's science and difference on how you set up your track. And I could talk a little bit about that once we do this race. Just want to show you the whole process so you can see. You see how this one improved on how it rolled. Now this little invention here, microfiber applicator, and this thing I bought at the dollar store. I think it's for like cakes or something. I just cut it open and stabbed it. Gave me a handle. It's great. I think I bought this at AutoZone. If I find it online, I'll leave you a link. All right, let's race. All right, the Torino on lane 1. That I think it's a Daredevil car. On lane 2, you can see the Torino is much longer. Let's see how they do. Let me pull up a little. Oh, the Torino by a lot. Let's switch lanes. Torino on lane 2 now. Torino by a lot. And there you have it, guys. Nothing can beat the Torino so far. Let me show you where I put the weight on this. Where you put the weight is very important. So there it goes. There's the windshield. Look what I had to do. Had to cut the seats and the floor off and glue the weights. This little difference is the reason why the Thunderbird weighed more than the Torino. So what I'm using is this from Harbor Freight. These things used to come were lead, and then when they were lead, it was a lot easier to cut. These are lead free. They are much more harder and more difficult to cut. So I'm using the jeweler saw to cut them. They come with sticky tape on the other side. But the problem with this car is that the chassis here is too big. You can see how big it is, and it was just way too light. Not real competition for the Torino. If you got a car that you think that could beat this, let me know. I'm trying to get it, and we'll see. We'll see how it does. Thank you for watching. Peace out. All right, as promised, let's talk track. My track, the way I have it set up right now, is the starting gate. It's only 8 inches high. This distance right here, the drop, only 26 inches. from the end of the drop to the finish line, 94 inches. So the drop is 2 feet 2 inches. Straightaway is 7 feet 8 inches. What does that mean? That means that the car has to be very, very good aligned and very fast to be able to finish on this track. Now, because there's such a long straightaway, small wheels, cars with small wheels are not going to do very good because they're not as fast. Now, on tracks that are so long and flat, the Torino has a good combination of medium and big on the back. But if you get a car like a Mitsubishi Evo, which has big and big, if the track is long enough, it might do better. It all depends on your ability to work on the car and how good the weight distribution goes inside the car and all that stuff. So if you're using a typical 6-lane Hot Wheels track, you pretty much know that that track is almost all downhill, and then it just has a very short to the finish gate. So a heavier car, it's probably going to do a lot better on this type of track. On the way I have mine set up, mechanical ability plays a very important part when it comes to the car. You know, so how good the car is going to do. Everything you do in the car is very important. And the way I have it set up like this is because in case you race on a track, let's say that's 40 feet long, you already have this experience here for about 8 feet long that you know the car is going to run straight, and it does very good. On a 40 feet track, the downhill slope is going to be a lot bigger, so the car is going to be going a lot faster. So a lot faster on the straightaways. So heavier car tends to do better at the beginning, or on tracks like the 6-lane Hot Wheels track, which is almost all downhill. So, but we've seen it, the Torino, this one at least. I think I did a pretty good job working on it. Question, what is the fastest Hot Wheels Mustang? You want to find out? That's going to be the next video. So make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for that video. I'll see you in the next one.